Hello farmers and welcome back to Western Australia. We got ourselves a forage wagon and of course the header to harvest sugarcane inside of a forage harvester. Now the first few times we have leased the class, which was like the cheapest forage harvester in the base game. I decided to step it up just a little bit. We got ourselves the John Deere 9700i, a little bit more horsepower. The class never really reached top speed for harvesting. I mean, it wasn't bad. We were doing 5, but this should be able to do 6 with this header. So getting the John Deere for another $3,000 and I think $400 for leasing fees. I mean, I'm still going to go over the hour. Getting that 1 extra mile an hour for harvesting is not going to really save me the amount of time. At least I don't think it's going to. I might be surprised. But I figured, you know what? We got the money. Let's go ahead and just change it up a little bit. And I think this is the forage harvester I pointed out before that I would like to get for the farm in the future. The grass field. Let's zip on through that. So I did finish mowing it and tedding it, of course. And I'm not quite completely done with the hay work. I just got this little section here, but I thought we could probably do that maybe later on. Or maybe get like halfway through this and come back and do that. I just needed a break from cutting the grass. I've been doing that for like the last hour. And tedding it, windrowing, and all that stuff. Let's get out of first person. Let's go into third person. And out goes the chute. I'm going to turn the engine off while I get everything set up. And we don't really need the beacons, but I do need, not that, this is what I need. Yeah, I think it's going to be the trailer that's mostly needing repair. But we're gonna repair it anyways. So let's spin around here. Watch out for my hay bales, which need to be picked up and put into the shed over by the sheep. I got to remember to sell some of the sheep today, and I think the male chickens also, and the ducks. They don't really do us anything at all other than take up space. 1,749 to repair this. Oh, and I've been seeing some people, I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before, 501 for repairing the truck, about getting mods for reducing repair costs. I've been running the same mod. I don't know if it was the first mod that came out for FS22, but it was pretty darn close. Reduced maintenance costs. And I want to say, it's been a long time. I looked at it when the mod came out. I want to say it's like 70, or 75% of what the base game repair cost would be. So, I am running a reduced repair cost. And I think, you know, the prices I'm paying, I'm happy with, or I'm used to at this point. I don't want to get any more reduction into it, because then why have it at all, in my opinion? It's just my play style and the way I like it. If you want a cheaper repair cost, or, you know, you're like, oh, why should be using the base game? To each their own, right? Play the game the way you want to. And I'm happy with the repair cost that we have currently. We need to get ourselves a worker in the John Deere 9700i. So let's go ahead. No, it's crop rotation. Yep, let's zip on up here now. All right, and create job. Let's see. So we're not in the field, so it's not going to select it. Oh, it selected the grass field with it. We don't want that. Yeah, you can see it got the grass field in there. Well, maybe if I get the John Deere in the field, that would be a problem. So Courseplay hasn't done that in a little while on this map, but of course it is possible. Right, let me get into the field here. And maybe Courseplay would be like, oh, this field. Yeah, this field. All right, and let's try this again. Crap. All right, let me go over to here. Oh, it's selecting, even here now, it's selecting multiple fields. Well, that is a problem. All right, so I got it all squared away. Number of headlands, we will do 3. And overlap, no, we don't want no overlap. We're all good. Generate course. And there we go. Why are you starting way the heck over here when I had you start over here? All right, let's try this again. Target position here, please. Open course, unless I accidentally put it down there. Is it going to start there again? No, there we go. So maybe something I did. So anyways, yeah, so I save the game, exit and reload the game. Because every time you log into your your game, let me get myself the worker going here. Courseplay will try to figure out where the fields are. So in the situation I had, I'm like, okay, let me just exit, come back in, and we'll see if it fixed the problem. It did not. So where I saw the problem being, where the two fields were kind of merged together, was up by the factories. So what I did was I put a little concrete down to give a border between the two fields, saved the game, came back in, and that solved my problem for here at least. In the future, for elsewhere, well, we'll worry about that later on down the road. But for now, we are good to go. And it does seem like this forage harvester might be shooting the sugarcane further. So before I had to really get up on the forage harvester when I was trailing behind it in order for it to go in. But here it seems like maybe the pipe is longer. That's what it could be. So we will be selling sugarcane off this field at the end. I think I got the whole storage area. That's 600,000 liters. And was it like 450,000 liters I got free in the two refineries? So I'll probably end up selling like 500,000 liters of sugarcane. Somewhere in that vicinity is what we're going to get. And of course, that's all going down to the stores. So yeah, that'd be like 10 trips with this trailer down there. But we'll be earning money. Now, the price of sugarcane isn't the greatest. It isn't the worst. But I really had nothing else to do with the extra sugarcane. So yeah, we're just going to have to sell it when we get that far. But for now, it's just going into the factories. Yeah, it does seem like this forage harvester is getting up to speed a lot quicker, doing a lot better on the corners. Now, of course, as I said, we usually, the first few times we used the cloths, and that was like 100 horsepower under the requirement for the sugarcane header that we have. And this forage harvester here should have no problem. I think it's right at the requirement that it has for it. So I'll fill up this sugar factory first with sugarcane, and then I'll fill up the other one. Then, of course, I'll fill up the storage area. We may not get this all done this episode. At least I don't plan to, because it has taken me an hour and a half to harvest this field. And I would like to get some other things done during the episode, like finish up the grass field. And, of course, also, I got to get my harvester out of the field down by the store from harvesting the soybeans. I think that harvester still has soybeans in it, actually. So I need to get that back to the farm along with the header and the header trailer. And that field with the soybeans that was in it, that needs lime. I'm also guessing that might need some soil sampling. So we'll have to have a look at that in a little while. I think we'll at least get the 3 headlands done, and maybe I'll do some of it in between episodes, and then we'll finish up the sugarcane harvesting at the beginning of next episode. And I hope I can move on from April at that point, because I want to get to, of course, June. June's going to be a nice month for us. We're going to bring in a whole bunch of money. I want to pay off definitely one of the loans, probably 2 of the loans, and also look at field number 3 over here with the cotton in. I don't care about the cotton, but I would like, well, that would be a big field of sugarcane. I'm not sure I'd plant that whole field of sugarcane. I might do like half sugarcane and half of another crop. Be a little tricky with a crop rotation when it comes to it, but I think we can figure it out. Yeah, it seems like the sugarcane forage harvester is squirting out the sugarcane at a pretty good rate out the back, or long distance, that is. So maybe it won't take me as long to harvest this field, but it takes me what it takes me. I am actually going to try to avoid getting in my neighbor's cotton field. Avoid running into the back of the forage harvester. And avoid my own crop as well. The sugarcane field's going to need a lot of work, because this is the third harvest that we could have for the sugarcane. So it's going to need soil sampling, it's going to need to be plowed, limed, it's going to need everything. As for what I put into it next, I don't know what crop rotation is going to look like for 2 sugarcane harvests in a row, and then a crop after it. We'll see. I mean, I could leave it fallow. Leaving it fallow would definitely help out the next crop the year after that. But really, it's kind of hard to, in Farming Simulator, the game itself, just to leave the field empty for a year. Alright, let's go back to the harvester itself. As what to do at the field to our left does not decrease in price with the dynamic field price mod that we run. If it happens to stay up at 60% over the base price, we will look at other options of what to do. I mean, ideally transporting this much sugarcane and all the factories and storage unit are right next to this field here. I mean, yeah, the field to our left is like the best and only option for that. I suppose I can go a year without sugarcane, but as I mentioned in the last episode, going a year without sugarcane, even though we got lots of it and a lot to, to be processed and put through the factories, that would kind of hurt our income throughout the year. But we do have a ways to go before sugarcane is planted. Sometime in October, it might be. I think it's all in my head right now, but I do feel like this harvester, even though it's only 1 mile an hour, I think the top speed is only 6 miles an hour with this header. If it's 7, then yeah, that is a big increase from 5. It may not seem like a lot when you're saying, oh, it's only 2 miles an hour, but when you were working at 5 miles an hour and now you're doing 7, that is quite an increase. All right, pardon me. Looks like this field may have just got planted. I'm going to roll in that one. And he's going to hold up not the workers, but the traffic while I go get this delivered. Every time I still let off the throttle when I'm using this truck and not hearing the Jake brake, kind of sad a little bit. Yeah, we don't want it tipping. Yeah, we just want it sliding out the back. That's all we want. So I'm kind of hoping that when we get done with the 3 headlands, the factories might be full. And I'll be dumping it into our storage area here. The good thing about dumping into the storage area is then the trailer can tip, and I don't care. I just don't remember on this trailer that setting always resets every time you unload. I thought when you set the tipping to either for the trailer to tip or go out the grain door, or what's it actually called when it's on this? So we got the sliding floor. That's what it should be on. Anyways, I'll get that hole figured out as I keep tipping. Well, that's good. Once we get the first headland done, which we're almost at anyways, it's going to be a little bit easier. I would like to stay on the left side of the harvester, not the right side, just because the crop is over there. I don't want to damage any of my sugarcane. But once we get around this corner, then I'll be in the field itself. And I can almost get right beside the harvester, and everything's going to be just great. But let's see where we're at once we finish the 3 headlands. And if I'm still loading in the factories, maybe we'll just go a little bit further than that.
Let's get some sun, baby, it's time to go. All we need to put on is the radio. I can feel the heat is rising, and that beat is hypnotizing. No, we run the show. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Got to live or we get too old. Come on, shine, shine a little tonight. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Ain't no limit while we go for gold. We can shine, shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight. Shine a little Let's hit the club, time to make a move, make a move. We got it late, ain't got nothing to prove, nothing to prove. I can feel the heat is rising, and that beat is hypnotizing.
And that is the 3 headlands done. That took about 25 minutes or so to get that taken care of. The reason why I came up here to unload is because I do know, because I've been setting up the Courseplay in the same spot for the first 3 seasons, or the first 2. So it's going to come up here, and we're going to start crossing up here at the top. So I figured I might as well come unload while I'm waiting for the harvester to get up here. And this part up here gets a little tedious. You can see we're going to be going like 6 meters, and then turning around 6, 7 meters. And of course, once we get around this little bit of a peninsula of sugarcane, it starts to go a little bit quicker. I know it's all in my head, but I feel like this harvest is going faster than the previous 2. I don't think it really has anything to do with the bigger harvester. I mean, yeah, 1 mile an hour more harvesting, or maybe 2. How do we miss those sugar canes? I have no idea. If I destroy some sugar cane myself, not too worried about it. We know we're going to have an abundance of it. But I do believe, in some ways that the extra horsepower may get the harvester up to speed a little bit quicker. It may be turning a little bit quicker because it has the horsepower to do that while the header is on. And maybe the other one being lacking about 100 horsepower, it kind of slowed it down a little bit. Yeah, Courseplay did this the first 2 seasons on the sugarcane as well. Didn't really get to the end of that row for some reason when it heads the other way. Now I'm thinking when I get to selling the sugarcane, I think the sugarcane's going for like 125 per 1,000 liters. So, yeah, every 6 or 7,000 liters is going to be 1,000. I kind of expect to get like 8 grand for every trailer load I bring on down of sugarcane. And I might be bringing down 10. So I might be getting like $70,000, I'm thinking, of selling sugarcane today. Of course, I got to fill up our storage area first. Nice. Yeah, it seems like it's turning the corners quicker. Turn around back the other way. So it may not take me as long, but after we do this row right here, I think we're going to move on. Been doing this quite a bit. And I don't want to be doing sugarcane harvesting the whole episode. Need to take care of some other things here on the farm. But we will be wrapping up the sugarcane harvesting in next episode. Let me just go ahead and get rid of the worker and turn that off. Nitrogen, pH, everything's bad in this field. This field's going to need a lot of work. Just like me, I need a lot of work. Yeah, expanding the concrete a little bit, because there was grass going through here. As previously mentioned, why don't I mow the grass that's there? Well, now it's not there to even mow, so that should separate the two fields so I don't have the same problem as I did when I was trying to set up Courseplay to get the sugarcane taken care of. Alright, let's tab on over. No, I'll be getting to that later. Let's go over to this. And just got to get myself a worker to follow us here. And I want you 30 meters behind. So when I was mowing, I was in the Case Magnum, and this Massey Ferguson was tedding the grass. Now I'm in the Massey Ferguson windrowing the hay, and the Case Magnum's got the baler in tow. It's only going to take us a few passes here. So, a lot of work done here in April. But now that all the fields have been just about harvested and we're turning them over, we got a lot of work to do afterwards. This field's going to need definitely fertilizer. The sugarcane field's going to need lime. It's going to need to be plowed. Maybe even soil sampled. And we're about to soon check on the other field, the soybean field. So when we're on the precision farming scoring tab, we will look at our fields as a whole and see exactly what needs to be soil sampled and what needs to be taken care of. But it's a good time of year to be doing it, just before winter. We are in fall. I have thought about, because I know a couple people still mention it once in a while, because the baler doesn't always pick up the entire swath that I put down. You can see it over there. I have tried, and I know there's at least 2 different versions or 2 different mods of them out there, where the baler has the windrower in front of it, or a swather to, you know, sweep it into the baler. I tested that out, and I was still having some of the issues of, you know, not the baler being able to pick up the entire swath. But I would also like to have it, and I don't know if one of the mods was, I was trying it, to be just like the baler that we have now, to where the baler that we have now is actually making bales 9 times the size as the base game. So we don't have a gazillion bales in our field. We're going to end up with about 20 bales or so in this field. So if you multiply that by 9, that's a lot of bales. That's a lot of bales to pick up. So I'd rather have the baler that we have here leaving a little bit of pieces behind. And I may have to go around the field afterwards just to pick up some of the swaths if I want to. rather than having to pick up that many more bales. Part of me, as I drive on through this tower for the power lines, and these bales that we made here today are all for the sheep, and I'm thinking these bales will be enough to get them through a year. So I'm hoping if I keep doing with this grass field what I've been doing, the first 2 cuts now we'll make into silage bales, and then the last cut we'll make into hay bales. I mean, this grass field is bringing us in loads of money from the silage bales, and then of course the hay to feed the sheep, which in turn gives us wool, which mostly the wool that we're getting we're selling, but some of it is being converted on over to fabric. I was asked why I'm not using the same spinnery or clothing mod that I'm using on Hills of Tuscany. I just don't like using the same stuff over and over too much because it gets repetitive and feels like I'm just on the same map doing the same stuff. So I try to always change some of the equipment that I'm using. I know I use some of the equipment always the same. It's just that because it's really convenient. Like the Kubota spreader, which we're going to be using here in a little while. I think I've been using that ever since that mod came out, just because it can hold 10,000 liters, and the working width is 42 meters, so it's quality of life in Farming Simulator for me to have that. We all have our mods that, you know, definitely, you know, make it so much easier for ourselves and more enjoyable to play the game. The baler, I want you to stay out here. But the worker we can say goodbye to. And we'll turn that off. Let's bring the windrower back. And I can grab the bale trailer. And we'll swipe up these bales and see how many bales we currently have. And they'll go in that shed right over there. Actually, I probably could cut right across here. Oh yeah, I need to landscape. Not that part, because I'm going from a field to the yard, but there's a big bump right there on the concrete. Try to watch out for the chickens and ducks as they run around here in the yard itself. Now, I haven't seen yet for FS25 where ducks are going to be a thing. But we do know water buffalo and goats are new. When I mean new, I mean to the base game itself, not as... I mean, they're in the games currently now if you have mods. Well, not water buffalo. I don't think water buffalo are in the game or any type of way. Maybe they are. Just making sure I don't hit the windrower. Watch out for that duck right there if I can. No bales here. I think these are about the same size as a silage bale, so I'm going to say 20. I didn't count. Have not looked at the totals that I made for the day. And I did not reset the bale counter on the baler before I started today either. May not even be 6. Oh, sorry, 6. That's what I got in the trailer. That's why I saw when I said it. May not even be 20 bales in the field. Doesn't look like it at this point. Alright, so there is 11. Will we get up to 20? Need 8 more. Well, that's not too bad. So currently 16, unless I'm missing one somewhere. Oh, I am. Sorry. Hiding over here in the shade. I may have to lift up that bar to get through here. No, we can sneak through. Let's see if I can find the trigger in the exact spot when this unloads. Should be right here. It's a pretty big trigger. Yeah, putting down these sheds definitely has made it a lot cleaner around here. And role-playing a little bit, but it is protecting our bales and our pallets. Now, let's go ahead and bring this back to the yard. And I don't know why I'm turning around when I could have just gone out the way I was facing anyways. Oh, someone did ask if I were to put like the shed where the spawn point is. I don't think I've actually shown that in a video, but I did test it on a test map and it doesn't work. So when a bale spawns, it will not go into the shed. Now, someone tell me if they got it to work, that'll be interesting, but I could not get it to work at all. Alright, I'm actually going to leave that on there because I may need to get another bale later on. Alright, so precision farming. Let's go ahead and look at a couple of things. Need to go to here. So I really thought the soil would be out of date on the sugarcane field, but it is not. And it is not down here either. Interesting. I think next time you can see the shadier color. That will probably need to be done next season for sure. But that is looking all good. And over here is looking really, really good. So nothing to take care on that. So we can just jump right into the John Deere 6230. And oh, we don't need the weight. Need to get rid of that. And we are going to grab this, which currently it's empty. Okay. Interesting. I was not expecting it to be empty. That's fertilizer and seed. This is lime. All right, we want the lime. And I think I got some lime over there also. And we got to take care of that soybean field with some lime. And at the same time, while we're down there with the John Deere, get the header off the combine. And this vehicle is pretty good at doing that. Oh yeah, there was a question of if there is a truck that I could bring around that does exactly what like the seed hut does. Not that I'm aware of, and I don't think I would want to do that anyways. Not that it's a bad idea for a mod or anything like that. I mean, what normally is done in the field is a chase. Some people call it chaser bin or auger wagon. You fill that up with whatever product that you need and then bring it out to your equipment and take care of it that way. We'll probably use the seed huts at some point. I did use on Oceanside Forest, if you remember, a little trailer that did repairs and refueling out in the fields. Need to give this traffic a little bit more space over there. They're coming to a halt as they get near me. So we'll put whatever, all the line we have down in the spreader. Then we'll drop off the spreader. We'll go grab the header trailer and take the header off the combine and bring the combine back and dump that soybean into the silo where it belongs. Our canola field, yep, it's looking good other than the weeds, which they're going to be there a while because I won't be getting to the weeds until like August, September, after I plant the other fields. I've already forgotten the rotation for the two fields here that are currently barren. The one down here, I don't remember what I said. Was it barley? I think I said barley for this field where the combine's in. And the field across from the sugarcane field that we're currently harvesting, I think that's going to be oats, if my memory serves me correctly. Which, lately, not so much. But I think that's where we stand on that. Alright, so just once again, we'll look at this, but if I remember correctly, yeah, pH value is okay. And nitrogen value, don't worry about that because we don't have a crop in the field anyways. Yeah, in the future, because there's a lot of things that we still need to buy for the farm. The list is getting... Every time I think I got the list complete, the list gets longer. But a Bredel spreader, I know I talked about it before, but in the future, if I get myself the Bredel spreader that holds like twice as much lime as this one does, even though the working width isn't as wide, I'd be more inclined on getting myself a worker to do it because they'll be able to get more of the field done with double the amount of lime, and I won't have to babysit them. If I were to put this on a worker, within about a minute or two, or however long it takes me to go through this line, which is not going to be long, I have to come back over and then go fill it up. So I might as well just sit here and do it myself, right? At least that's the way I feel. Yeah, the Bredel spreader would get like half of this working width, if that. I think that is an 18 meter wide working width, and this is 42. But I was pretty impressed with this field last episode. I was thinking when I started that harvest, okay, I'll be happy if we get the trailer nearly full. And not only did we get the trailer full, which went back to the farm and unloaded into the silo, whatever's left in the combine is overflow from the trailer because, well, we didn't have room for it. Luckily, the combine has a big enough capacity. Am I going to leave like a little strip there? Oh, it's going to be annoying. No, can't quite get it. Well, it's going to be good enough. Good enough for now. Yeah, precision farming is not going to want to get that strip. I'll have to turn off the automatic application rate if I want to get those little sections taken care of. It's not big enough for precision farming to know how much to put down in that little section. But speaking of putting down, I'm getting ready to put down this Kubota spreader and go get the trailer, which is just across the road here. And as for refilling up a lime, I just got to go down to the store, which is right behind us, so I don't have to travel too far. Not that it's really ever far on a map. I mean, the maps are big, but they're not big. But in the game, as far as I'm concerned, if you guys start traveling 2 minutes to go from point A to point B, from the map that we're on, that's a little bit of a travel time. In real life, just a minute or two down the road, that's That's literally like right next to the field. Can I shoot the gap here? Perfect. Alright, so what I need to do is first, of course, get the front end of the trailer, which is this piece here. And then I need to drive and get to the other side. Grab that. I don't know why the piece I just picked up isn't the opposite of what it is. It would be really nice, and you understand what I'm talking about here in just a second in case you don't know by now, but when I drop off the back of this trailer, I then got to turn this John Deere 6230 a 180, turn the opposite direction, and face the opposite direction to hook up when it's on the header. It'd be nice if I could just drop this off and just pull forward a bit and everything line up, but that's not the way it works. So, see, I gotta drop this off, but when the header goes on it, on the back of that trailer, I then hook up on this side. So it'd be cool if I could just unhook it, drive forward the 15 meters, well, not 15 meters, like 12 meters, and be lined up. Let's see, wait, I gotta fold up the header. There we go. Header's folded up. That should be, oh, right there. And now back up to the header. And then I'm going to move the header forward. All right, I'm going to leave the 6230 here, and now we're going to bring the combine back and get the money put back. Whoop, the engine's running, don't need to turn it off. Get this where it belongs, which is into the silo. No cars coming, that's perfect. We do have tinted windows on our combine. Try to stay to the side of the road as much as I can. Although I don't want to hit any road signs. Then we can put our combine away. Oh, over the curb a little bit. Over a car a little bit. And then hit the stranded car on here in the corner. Yeah, we are a little bit wider than the lane that we have for ourselves, so I'm a little bit of a road hog here. So I need to get more of that sugarcane field harvested between episodes. I may go around with the baler and clean up some of the hay. And I also may get the soybean field that we're currently lime spreading. I may get that done. But I'll bring back the header though for sure. Because I can't have the lime spreader. And, well, you know what? I could put the lime spreader on the front of the John Deere and then put the header on the back and bring it all together one trip. Seems like a lot for that tractor, but I think it can manage. Now let's pull into here and I hit the road sign. Alright, car, come on. I know I'm on your side of the road, but still hit the road sign. Yeah, road signs don't have any don't have any give in them at all. But I haven't seen Twister yet today since I've logged on, so I don't know where they're at. Let's see if I can unload this. What, I mean, I know I can, but... Oh, I can see the auger from the window. That's not lined up. Am I not close enough? Or am I too deep? I might be too close. Yeah, I think I'm too close because now I'm hitting the silo itself. That'll work. Yeah, I'm way too close. Alright, so future reference, I need to be like a halfway, like line up right to the middle of the greenhouse in front of me in the future. So coming up here in a few months, if we look at our stock market page, the wheat we're not selling, but we are going to get 177,000 in July for the oats. Soybeans in January, so we have to wait a while. That number's probably going to go up because we're still unloading. But it's up to 90,000. Silage, no. Yeah, silage, sorry. Yes, we do sell the silage. I was hoping for 400, but looks like we're a little bit shy of that. That's okay. The hay stays as straw. I kept all the straw for the tableware production. Got more than enough. And let's see, tableware, we'll sell that in June, getting up to $250,000, which is good. And the cane juice, which would be in December, but that price might be good in the future. So, yeah, a lot of cash is sitting on the farm, waiting to be sold, and then waiting for me, of course, to mess around with it and figure out what we're doing. But now I know what I am doing is I'm going to go ahead and wash the combine. And I think we'll put the combine over in the big shed rather than the small shed over here. Nope, that's the toolbox. Now this might be the only time I ever might repair a vehicle. Or not repair, sorry. Repaint a vehicle. If the flag gets too... I don't know how it's going to chip the paint on here or not. We'll have to wait and see. But if it gets too bad, we'll have to repaint it. That could get rather expensive. Although we only got 6 hours on the combine currently. There we have it. Yeah, this shed, for the price I paid for it, definitely well worth it. A huge amount of space, and it's definitely give me a lot of room for more stuff here in the future. What's up, Doc? It's a duck, but yeah, you understand. But anyways, usually that my marker's turned off. I kind of forgot to... Oh, because I reloaded the... That's right, I exited the game and reloaded the game twice. Trying to get Courseplay to only accept one field over here. But yeah, I'm going to get more of the sugarcane harvesting done. Probably only like about 20 or 30 minutes or so, I hope. And we'll cram all that into the storage. And then I'll start selling it. So just take note. Well, I'm pretty much at 35,000. I'll probably end up selling maybe 5 or 6 loads. But I think overall, by the time I get done selling the sugarcane, if I don't go over the hour on the harvester, which I will... But yeah, we should be sitting somewhere around $100,000 when I'm done, give or take. Probably more than take, meaning we'll be below We'll be somewhere between 90 to 100,000. Let's just keep it at that. But anywho, if you made this far in the video and you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the channel and the video more than you know. And while you're down there, if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe and notification bell as well so you don't miss more content like this. But anywho, that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Western Australia. But until then, have a good one.